Hello, I'm JP Sears. Today I'd like to talk with you about how to heal a broken heart. I'd ask you to consider what is a broken heart. For me, it's when our heart closes and freezes in pain in reaction to the unexpected in our life. The unexpected, you and I may have gone through breakups in the past where a partner leaves us, or we leave them. You may have had loved ones pass away. You may have had pets pass away. Your heart may have become frozen and closed in pain in reaction to losing a job or a status. So how can you and I help heal the human condition called a broken heart? Let's first consider how not to heal a broken heart. Pretending that everything's okay. All of a sudden going from being in a relationship, for example, our partner leaves us, then we say, well, I never cared about them. It's okay, they're moving on. It is what it is. All statements of indifference and denial intended to cover the pain of a broken heart. When our heart loves, we can't just automatically shut it off because it's convenient for us. We also can't heal a broken heart by assigning blame on other people in order to try and escape the pain inside. The most significant way of how not to heal a broken heart is to keep your heart closed from henceforth. It's a very common reaction to our pain, where our heart closes, and unconsciously, in order to avoid the pain of a deeply broken heart again, our closed heart says, I'll just stay closed. This will protect me, because if I don't open again, I'll never be able to deeply connect and attach to someone else. I'll never experience the flow of love coming into me again. Therefore, it can never be taken away. It would be too dangerous if I open and connect, because it's out of my control when that person leaves me or that status leaves me, be it through death, choice, or otherwise. So how not to heal a broken heart? By keeping our painful heart closed as a way of being numb to our current pain and being in a fearful reaction to future pain. How are you potentially still in a reactive posture to your unhealed broken heart from events in your past? I'd ask you to consider when the unexpected happens and you're blindsided with pain. Someone leaves you. Our reaction to pain physically is to flinch. We go into fetal posture, we brace ourselves. My experience is we do the same thing emotionally speaking. So interesting, even though you may have flinched 50 years ago, if you haven't reconciled and healed your broken heart, what if you found out, emotionally speaking, and the energy from your heart, it's still cocooned in the reactive fetal posture? Does it make sense why people and loving relationships can't enter your life? They may be there energetically trying to embrace you. Yet when we're in this posture, we don't let anybody into our heart. Very protective. How do you know if you have a broken heart? Well, let me run through a checklist. One, if you're a human being, there's a real good chance you have a broken heart. At least part of your heart is broken. Noticing how many loving relationships, meaningful relationships, are not in your life. It may be the evidence your heart is energetically still in a defensive, reactive posture, staying closed, starving yourself of love to death in order to protect yourself from love. I'd also ask you to consider that the body doesn't lie. It will often show you your broken heart if you merely observe the wisdom that your body's emanating. For example, notice how you stand. This is the posture of a broken heart. We say, oh no, it's just the posture of sitting at the computer too long. That certainly might be a component of it. But if you look at how your shoulders may or may not be closed down, how your upper body is closed down, how you're cocooning around your heart, it's a chronic, habitual, fetal position closing around the heart. Anytime we have pain anywhere, we close down around that area. If you come up and punch me in the arm, please don't, by the way, I don't like to be punched in the arm. But if you do, I'll close around the pain. I'll hunch over it, I'll grasp it. So notice how the wisdom of your own self is trying to teach you about your potentially broken heart. So what are the proactive steps that you can take to help heal and support your broken heart, return the circulation back? First consideration, I would ask you to proactively name the feelings that you have inside that are within the stuck, frozen cocoon. Is it sadness? Is it grief? Is it anger? Is it fear? Naming our feelings is vastly important. Why our heart breaks and stays broken is so that we don't have to feel the feelings. It's never going to be completely convenient to feel hurtful feelings. Is it necessary for healing? I would say absolutely. We can't heal until we feel what we're actually feeling. Otherwise, the feelings in our system, they're just a blockage in our emotional artery system. Another consideration, take a look at what you lost or who you lost, who was unexpectedly taken out of your life. And I would ask you to consider, what did this person mean to you? Explore the significance of what you've lost. We oftentimes avoid going there to avoid our pain. But remember, we've got to embrace our pain. Denial of our pain doesn't help it heal. And going deeper with this, I'd ask you to consider, what did you see in this person that you don't yet know how to recognize in yourself? The true territory of a broken heart, the true grief in my experience is we feel like we lose a part of ourselves when we're going through a broken heart. So if you've lost a significant person, a pet, a job, whatever, take a look at what it was about yourself that was reflected to you through that person so that you can realize what you're really grieving. And perhaps that also helps us connect to one of the purposes of why it's necessary for our heart to break in life. Someone shows up in our life to reflect to us an aspect of ourselves that we're currently blind to. Oh, I think you're absolutely lovely. So I'm projecting a very lovely yet undiscovered part of myself onto this person. And then somehow the serendipity of life takes them away. If you live long enough, everybody in your life will leave you. So as they're taken away is the purpose of that serendipity, so that I can learn to find within myself what I was making the other person responsible for. You're my source of loveliness. But when life takes you away, yes, it hurts, and yes, maybe that's necessary for you and I to have the opportunity to find the loveliness within. Another significant consideration is asking yourself, what did you want from this other person that you lost, that you never got? It helps you grieve what never happened in the relationship. Did you want the beautiful future? Did you want kids? Did you want forever happiness? Did you want a companion to sit there and watch movies with you on Saturday night? Whatever it was that you never got from this person, My experience is it's a necessary part of the grief to connect to. Grieving the loss of what we never had with them. We typically have a decent chance of knowing how to grieve what we did have, the loss of what we did have. But take a look at what you wanted but never got. And even though it never showed up in your life, I would dare say that part of you may just have been emotionally attached to it and needs to grieve the loss of what you never had. Thank you very much for joining me to consider how to heal a broken heart. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you in future videos.